Hey everyone, it's BeastSpell81 again, just plain BeastSpell from my blog, and this is vlog number 2. And I had to adjust the video just a little bit, but it looks like it's doing okay. So our next questions come from Dollygirl. She had 4 questions for me. Number 1, do your daughters ever get kind of upset that they can't play with some of your dolls? I had to laugh because I was reading these comments out loud a while back, and my oldest daughter was standing there and she's like, yes. So you heard it from the horse's mouth. Yes, they do get kind of upset that they can't play with some of my dolls, but honestly, on the whole, they are really good about it. They don't complain. I mean, they are a bit disappointed, but as I've explained in the past video, they do have a lot of similar things. So yeah, overall, it's not a terrible situation or anything. Number 2, what is your dream job? This was a hard one. When I was younger, I would have said a mom and a wife. Oh, wife and mom, in that order. But I already kind of have that. So, absolute dream job. When I was in high school, I wanted to go to Broadway and be an actress. Or at least, Southern California or something. At this point, I realized it's been too long since I've done something like that, and I was never good enough to make it, big time. But I would like to, before I die, sing or act once in one of our local theaters. I think that would be really cool. So that's kind of my bucket list, one of my things. Another dream job, I would love to work at an American Girl place. I think that would be really fun overall. The only catch with that is I do tend to have a hard time when I'm in the store and there are kids misbehaving when their parents are standing right there. I think that would be kind of difficult. But yeah, American Girl place, Disney store, even Build-A-Bear Workshop would be fun. And ultimate dream, I would love to voice a Disney character. I mean, a good Disney character. I think that would be just phenomenal. But, yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Yeah, I think that's about it. Okay, so number 3, what doll do you want to get next? There are several dolls that I'd be interested in. I'm, pretty content with what I have now, especially with some of the new things Mom bought that I could review. I would be very interested, I'm very interested in getting Ashlyn, Ella, and Hunter Huntsman, which will be the next releases in the Ever After High line. As far as 18-inch dolls, I am really interested in Caroline. I just love her eyes and her hair, and she's so photogenic. I'm kind of running out of room for 18-inch dolls, so I don't know, if that'll actually happen. We'll just kind of see. I also do like my AG number 47, which is the doll with Sonali's face mold and the straighter hair. So yeah, those are kind of some of the ones I've been thinking about. Yeah, I guess that's about it for now. That if I had unlimited funding, I would definitely want to add the Disney Store designer collection dolls they're bringing out. I love their Rapunzel and Eugene set, and I really like Belle from the Belle and the Beast set. And my phone is ringing. I'll just let it ring. I didn't really care for the Beast as much, but it'll be okay. So, and it doesn't matter anyway because I can't afford them. So anyway, okay, sorry about the ringer there. Number 3, oh, I just did that. Okay, sorry, concentration broken. And I say sorry a lot. It's something my family tells me all the time. So, no more sorries. Number 4, what is your least favorite doll in your collection? Honestly, I don't really have one, because if I don't really care for a doll, I usually don't keep it. So I like them all. There are definite favorites, but if I have a doll, I pretty much love it. So, okay, so Ari has 4 questions for me. Number 1, what sparked your love for writing? Well, I have loved telling and writing stories for as long as I can remember. Even when I was a little girl and I couldn't write yet, I would just draw stories with my pictures. So I'd draw these ginormous stories with tons of pictures, and then I'd sit there and explain what was happening in the story to whoever happened to sit long enough to listen. I also told myself stories a lot, and I'd walk back and forth in my backyard and tell myself stories verbally. My girls actually have inherited this without me even teaching it to them, which I think is pretty fun. There is something about that walking back and forth that helps you think. That's my theory, anyway. When I was in the 5th grade, we had what was called Author's Day, and I think it was just that one year. It was one of the teachers that put it on, and it was just wonderful. There were different workshops we could attend about writing stories. I got to write my own story and illustrate it, which was really fun. And I've just had a lot of teachers through the years that have been very encouraging. My junior high English teacher, who now happens to be my aunt by marriage, was always very supportive of my writing and always pushing me to do my best in a fun way. And we did a lot of creative writing in her class, which I really enjoyed. And really all of my English teachers from high school were great as well, especially my 10th grade English teacher. We did a lot of creative writing in that class as well, and she was very encouraging about my work. So in college I had some great professors. My parents, of course, have always been very supportive and helpful with my writing, my family and friends. So I've just really been blessed to be surrounded by a lot of nurturing, helpful influences that have just helped encourage me and grow my interest in my writing. And now being in a little town that has this amazing writing group has been such a blessing, because it's very much a family atmosphere, and there are several published authors in the group, and it's just been very helpful with my recent writing. Let's see, what was my first doll? I was trying to remember this. I know there probably are others before this, but the first one I really remember is my first Barbie doll that I got for my 3rd birthday. I remember I really liked her because a couple years later when I went to school, she looked a lot like my kindergarten teacher, or at least I thought so. She was just one of the really basic straight arm, straight leg. I don't think she even had clicky legs. I think she had hard legs. I don't remember. But she had this pretty white dress with big poofy sleeves and pink ribbon and little pink ballet slippers. So yeah, I really enjoyed her. Let's see, number 3, first line of dolls collected. That would probably have to be Barbies as well. To be honest, when I was younger, I didn't really do a whole lot with dolls. I collected small breakable things. That's what I called it, my little breakable things. Just little breakable ceramic animals and stuff that I would play with. And I also was really, really majorly into My Little Pony. I did a lot with that. And then as I got older, that transferred into Breyer horses. So I was kind of more of a horse girl. But I did have quite a few Barbies as well. Those were probably the first line. And even other dolls, I would have a few here and there. But Barbies were the first ones that I had a lot of. So, yeah. Let's see, number 4, what made you want to collect dolls? Pretty much for me, if I'm into something, I collect it. I've always been a collector. From the My Little Ponies and Breyer horses I was just talking about. I collect CDs. I went through a phase in high school and college where I was collecting Boyd's Bears resin figures. So I just collect stuff. That's just kind of how I roll. So, you know, for me to be interested in dolls made me want to collect them. Okay, here are some questions from Claire. 5 from her. Woohoo! So number 1, what are your favorite Doctor Who episodes from each Doctor you've seen? Oh my goodness, this is such a hard question. Okay, so the 9th, I've only seen the 9th through 11th Doctors. 9th Doctor, it was really hard, and it's been a while since I've watched some of these, so some of these may have more content than I remember, just kind of forewarning you guys. I remember I liked the empty child with the 9th Doctor, even though it was kind of spooky. I really liked the way it resolved. I wasn't a fan of Captain Jack in that one as much. He's not really my favorite character. I know there are others. I did like the Father's Day one too, even though it was sad. Yeah, that's pretty much, I mean, of course the finale where he does his regeneration thing was good too. So 10th Doctor, this is hard for a completely different reason because I pretty much like all of his episodes. 10 is definitely my favorite. Let's see, I really, really liked, I may not be remembering the correct titles on all of these, so forgive me, but the school reunion, I think it was called, where Sarah Jane came back. I loved the relationship that developed between Sarah Jane and Rose in that one. And that was one where you see Rose kind of starting to realize, how is this actually going to work? You know, maybe I'm not going to be able to be with him forever, even though she pretty much ignores that for the rest of the season. I really liked Doomsday on a day that I just want to completely bawl my eyes out. So it's one of those, it's so sad that it hurts in a good way, if that makes sense. But it's not one that I would watch all the time because I wouldn't want to be depressed all the time. Let's see, I'm trying to think. I really liked Human Nature and the Family of Blood. I don't know, I thought that one was very unique, and I really like Martha too. And I love the Adipose one. That's the first episode with Donna, just because I love that whole scene between them, with him at the window and her at the door with the little window. It's just hilarious. Wasn't really into the whole Adipose storyline as much, but I just really liked what happened with them. I know there's more. The End of Time one was just heartbreaking, but good. And then, let's see, for 11, pretty much any of the episodes with Amy and Rory, I just loved the Dr. Amy and Rory combination. It was really good. And I did like River Song as well. I really liked 11's introduction with little Amelia. That whole scene where she's fixing food, I just think is so hilarious. I really like Angels Take Manhattan, once again in that painfully sad, happy way, if that makes sense. Oh, and I totally forgot, one of my very favorite all-time episodes is Blink, just because I love how it's written. Really, any of the Weeping Angels ones are so well written and so terribly scary. So yeah, that probably covers it. I mean, there are so many that I really like. It's really hard to choose. So number 2, if you could choose the next fairy tale to be adapted into a Disney movie, which fairy tale would it be? Excellent question. I'm trying to think what I would do. I think it would be interesting to see their take on the 12 Dancing Princesses. The Goose Girl could be interesting. I actually just read Shannon Hale's adaptation of that, and it was really good. So I don't know, maybe I'd just rather stick with that. A Princess and the Pea would be interesting. I mean, they're pretty much running out of